Hey guys, it's Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, I'll be showing you guys 10 things you might have missed about the new Halo 3 maps coming to MCC. And those maps are Waterfall and Edge, which are actually originally from Halo Online, or some people might know as El Dorito if they played that on the PC version. But anyways, so these new maps are currently only on the insider flights of MCC, so they're not on the full version yet. But let's take a look around these two maps and check out anything that's you might have missed about it. So starting with the map Waterfall, the first thing I'll be pointing out is the Hologram Planet on this map. So in this room, there's a near like the top of the map, there's this room with a giant holographic planet in it, and it shows the planet and a couple moons, and on the computer screens next to it, it does show you the more details about the planet that's on display here. So I do want to point out that I'm pretty sure all the moons and the planet itself, they're all using the same model. It's just shrunk down and maybe like the color changed a little bit, but it's all the same. But what's most interesting is this planet on display on the screen here. Now it's called Planet Zazar or something like that, and it looks like an alien planet, but it's actually not like a unique planet. So look at this picture. This is actually a stock NASA photo of the planet Venus in our solar system. Actual NASA photo taken, and it's just been modified a little bit, just mostly recolorized, like, mostly like a lot of blue added to it. But it's not like some new unique planet. It's actually just a reused NASA stock photo, just slightly edited. But it's actually kind of interesting, and it's not abnormal for Halo games to use actual NASA pictures for planets. Now, for the next thing we'll be taking a look at, for number 2, is in the same room where the planet was, all these controls on these computer screens here in the same room. If you take a close look at them, some of them might look familiar to you. You might be thinking you've actually seen it somewhere before, but maybe you don't quite remember. Well, let's I'll show you all the screens first before I show you what they actually are. But if you look closely, they're all pretty unique screens, and some of them might actually seem a little bit weird for this map. And the reason why it may seem familiar to you or odd is because these screens actually originally first appeared on Halo 2 Anniversary campaign, also on MCC. And it's mostly on the mission Cairo Station and a little bit on the mission Armory, but you can see on several computers throughout the mission the same screens, although some of them are slightly different on the new Halo 3 maps. I think like some of the animations were moved around, but ultimately they're all still pretty much the same. And all the text, all the numbers and everything, they're all still the same on it. They're just reused on these new Halo 3 maps, or just on the map Waterfall actually. Now for number 3, this one's actually kind of like a little interesting, funny one, but on these computer displays on the outer edge of the map, these only on these two, if you look closely at them. So actually, before I show you the main thing, I first want to point out that the keyboard that it uses here, apparently, over 500 years in the future, they're still using QWERTY keyboards for some reason. But anyways, on the main screen up here, this is mostly like a system monitor, or almost like a task manager kind of thing, to show all the computer resources that's being used, the performance and stuff like that. But the most interesting thing I want to point out is the RAM that's being used. So, it has 3 levels of RAM, but if you look at the specific RAM type it's using, it's actually using DDR17 RAM, which is interesting because right now most computers today use DDR4 RAM, which means 500 years, we've only had like another 13 generations of RAM for some reason. You'd expect to be more RAM. Actually, I don't even think they'd be using DDR type RAM anymore in the future. But, I guess it's still being used for whatever reason. Now, moving right along for number 4 is the man cannon here on this map. It's a pretty powerful one. Once you step on it, you get launched pretty far, even when you're in monitor mode. However, as powerful as that Gravlift or man cannon is, it does not affect vehicles at all. Once you drive a vehicle onto it, it doesn't do anything. Actually, it affects like pretty much every object. If you throw like grenades, if you put like a crate on it, everything will get launched, except for vehicles. Vehicles do not get launched on this man cannon. No matter what vehicle it is, it will be unaffected by it completely, even if you're driving it. So, for number 5, on this map, there's a mixture of UNSC symbols actually, which is Pretty odd, actually. So, in the back of this room here, you'll see like a crate here, and actually several crates have this as well. But on the back of the room, there's a big UNSC symbol here, and this one is actually the original Halo 3 version, or Halo 3 era UNSC symbol. And, you know, that's to be expected, because this is a Halo 3 map now, right? But if you look at this crate here, there's another UNSC symbol on it, and this version is actually the Halo 4 version of the UNSC symbol, or the Halo 4 newer version. And it's kind of odd that there's a mix of UNSC symbols on this map. Lore-wise, I'm not sure if there's an explanation for that, but it does feature 2 generations of it. Now, for number 6, the Hornets and the Pelicans on this map, well, they simply put, they have no pilots on any of them. So if we look closely here in the distance where we see Hornets landing on this platform in the middle, you can see that the Hornet has no pilots. It's just basically flying on autopilot. And if you keep watching it throughout the whole map, you'll see that, you know, it's just basically like that the entire time. And it's the same with the Pelican. If you pause and you fly into the back of the Pelican and into the cockpit, you can see that there are no pilots at all. Everything is just on autopilot, just on some scripted, repeated path constantly throughout the entire length of time on this map. Neither of them have any pilots at all. Now, as for the Hornets on the same map, these Hornets actually can be destroyed if you're the connection host. So, right now I'm actually playing as the non-connection host, because I want to show you guys what happens first. But normally these Hornets, they seem to be indestructible. You cannot blow them up by conventional weapons, you know, rockets, lasers. No, it didn't do a thing against them. But if you use a crate to crush them, then it actually will blow them up. But if you're a non-host, you will see the explosive pieces come out of it, but the Hornet itself will be fine. Now, let's switch over to me playing as the connection host. So as the connection host, you know, same thing. The rockets won't do the thing, but if you use a crate, just basically crushing it with the crate will blow up the Hornet completely. And it does it right away. It's pretty easy to do. Now, the Hornets are actually not solid until they touch down and land. Only then can they be destroyed by the crates. And as you can see, as soon as the Hornet becomes solid, then it instantly explodes if there's something inside of it. So there you go. That's how you blow up the Hornets on this map. And again, it only works as the connection host. Now, funny thing is that even though the Hornets are destroyed, after a while, they actually will still take off again, even though they've been totally blown up. So blowing them up does not stop the Hornets. They you know, they'll still fly away. Also, from a distance, their exhaust effects are kind of broken at the moment. I don't know if that's probably just a bug with the insider flight. I don't know if it's gonna be fixed or not, but you could see that at the moment they are kind of bugged. Also, the Hornets and Pelicans, when they fly away, they just fly out of the map and just stay there, and they don't really go anywhere else until they have to fly back in, and that just repeats. Alright, for number 8, the Gravlifts having an invisible floor above them. That is actually on the map Edge now, which we're going to switch to for the rest of this video. So the map Edge is the other new Halo 3 map that's coming, and this one was also from Halo Online. And this one, a lot of people probably remember more than the other one. So for this map Edge, once we load in, you can see that it's basically symmetrical. On each side, blue or red side, there are actually these Gravlifts near the bottom. Near the back, I guess. Back, middle, back, bottom, I guess. And these Gravlifts, you go in, they take you up and they take you to this floor. But if you're able to fly a little bit higher above the Gravlift, you'll see like there's an invisible floor there, and you can go above it actually, and the floor is solid up here. And you actually walk around, you can spawn weapons and vehicles up here, but you can also shoot through the floor and throw grenades through it as well. Now, apparently it actually is possible to reach it in just regular custom games, but it's very tricky. So I'm not sure like how practical it is as like a hiding spot or whatever, but it's there. Now for number 9, this is another host, non-host kind of thing. But if you're the host, when you're playing on this map, you'll be able to destroy the Sentinel Constructors that are flying out the map. They are actual, you know, characters or bipeds or whatever flying around, and they can be destroyed if you can hit them accurately with a shot, which my aim is a little bit bad, but you know, I managed to get a few of them. Now right now I have switched to playing as a non-host, when you're playing as a non-host, those Sentinel constructors, they cannot be destroyed by any non-hosts in the game. Your shots can hit them, and you'll see the impact, but it won't do any damage to them. In fact, you'll see like sparks, you'll see the impact and stuff, but nothing else will happen beyond that. So, for some reason, for non-hosts, they cannot be destroyed no matter what. Alright, so, for the last thing in this video, on the map Edge, you may have noticed, and some people pointed this out, that there's unique teleporters on this map. And let's quickly spawn them so you can see what we're talking about. So on this map, you can see there's this 3 regular teleporters as always, the sender node, the receiver node, and the 2-way nodes. And they are different than traditional teleporters that we've seen in most Halo 3 maps. And you may be thinking these are brand new to this map, right? Well, this actually seems to be a thing that a lot of people have forgotten about, actually. And a lot of people have told me like they didn't even realize that these teleporters aren't actually new to this map. In fact, these teleporters were first introduced on a map called Storage. And you can see here, these are the exact same teleporters on a map called Storage. They function the exact same, they look the exact same. And all 3 of them, they still look the same, and you know, they've just also been added to the map Edge as well. So Edge is not the first time we've seen these teleporters. Nor is it the second time either. Another map that also uses these teleporters is the map Citadel, which was in the last Halo 3 map pack as well. On this map, it also features the exact same 3 teleporters, the same sender, receiver, and 2-way teleporters. So these are essentially Forerunner teleporters, which you probably guessed by now, and they only appear on certain Forerunner maps. And the map Edge just happens to also be a Forerunner map, so obviously these teleporters do fit into that theme. But again, they're not new or exclusive to that map. They have actually been around for quite a while. But yeah, so there you guys have it. Those are 10 things that you might have missed on these new Halo 3 maps. Hopefully you guys find this video to be interesting, and if you did enjoy it, then as always, make sure to leave a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything else you want me to check out or look into, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll definitely do my best to look into it if I get the chance. Other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time in the next video. Bye guys!